Hello everybody, it's Brian for GadgetUnit.com, and in this video I'll be doing a pretty basic apples-to-apples speed test comparison between the Galaxy S5 on your right and the HTC One M8 on your left. They both essentially have the same exact Android applications installed, so if we go to the Others folder, you'll see that everything here is the same on both devices, same for the Social folder, and I think that for the most part the Games folders are the same as well. The S5 though has more bloatware pre-installed that I actually had disabled, which is nice that you can do that, so I just thought I could mention that anyway. Both devices have been on for about 10 minutes since their last restarts, so let's go ahead and turn them off and see how long that takes. The S5 actually has a confirmation prompt right here, so let's compare the two. So it looks like the one turned off faster. Now let's go ahead and see which one turns on first. So I pushed the buttons at the same exact time, but the one M8 actually vibrated and came on first. I did notice that the one has a specific toggle in the settings for a fast boot mode, so I think that does give it an advantage. So they both came to their lock screens at essentially the same exact time. And in my past reboot comparisons, the HTC One generally turns on faster. In some cases, the S5 turned on faster, but for the most part, they're very fast. And another thing to note is that the processor in the One M8 is actually slightly slower clocked compared to the S5. So now that they're both on, let's go ahead and do some basic app loading comparisons. Let's start with games, so 2048. You can see that the one loaded it faster and it also loaded a previous game, whereas the S5 loaded a new one. Let's go ahead and close them both out. Oops, just go ahead and do that. Now let's go ahead and load Flappy Bird. That one's essentially the same on both. Next up, let's go ahead and do Riptide GP2. They're both pretty even, I would say. Let's go ahead and load a sample race. They're both pretty even in this regard, so that's kind of nice to see. Let's go ahead and close out of both of those again. And for the last game loading test, let's go ahead and choose Smash Hit. One thing to note is that performance of the games on both devices have been pretty fine. I mean, they're both comparable. They're both running pretty fast mobile GPUs. The S5 here actually loaded a previous game, whereas the HTC One went to the main menu. So let's go ahead and close these out, and that concludes loading some games. So let's go ahead and load smaller apps such as Instagram. That one is pretty even on both. Let's go ahead and close them out again. And now let's go ahead and open up Tweetings, which is my preferred Twitter client for Android. They're both pretty even when it comes to launching the app. When it comes to performing and actually using the app, they're both fine as well. So now let's go into the Others folder. Let's open up the Amazon app. Exactly the same there. Now let's go ahead and open up the no, I was going to say eBay. Let's avoid that one for now. Let's go to ES File Explorer. For the most part, they're the same on both. Maybe the slight advantage given to the One M8. Let's go ahead and close them out again. Now let's go ahead and open up the... okay, we'll open up the TV Guide app. So the One M8 was noticeably faster here. I think that the slower animations allow it to actually open and launch faster and get to the point where you can actually use the app just a tad bit faster than the Galaxy S5. Of course, on both devices you could decrease the time for the animation, so that's nice. Let's go ahead and open up Chrome on both. And let's open up some basic websites. So we'll go ahead and open up the weather website that I usually go to. Of course, Chrome preloads web pages. Now that we're actually at a site, let's go ahead and load something that they can both load. They're both plenty fast for this particular website. Let's go ahead and go to msn.com. And now let's go ahead and load a few articles here. A decent article. S5 got the advantage there, I'd say. Just by a little bit, though. They're both pretty even, but I think that one M8 loaded the images a little bit faster there. Looks like the M8 might have won there as well. And let's just go to another website. We'll just go to Apple. I know some people might dislike this video specifically for this, but we'll just go ahead and load it anyway. And now let's go to the top of the page and open up the store. And I apparently tapped on it wrong on the S5 for some reason. I swear I tapped the screen with plenty of force. Now let's go ahead and just tap on the iPad there. So overall, there are some slight differences between loading web pages on both devices, but for the most part, they're pretty similar. So that's it with this video. If you have any comments, questions, or feedback about this or anything else, feel free to leave those down below in the comments area. But that's it with this video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I'll talk to you all very soon.